WNST has some great news today. If you are a Washington Capitals fan, for at least 48 hours to feel good about being ahead in a Stanley Cup playoff series in May in Pittsburgh, Ed Frankovic joins us here now for a full recap of Game 3 and a lovely, lovely Tuesday night. I mean, we're all waiting for that moment when something wonderful happens for the Caps and you start to feel the mojo and the juju turn, or the Christian juice turn at this point. Boy, Alex Ovechkin, you and I have only been talking for about a decade about the night that he's going to be the difference maker, the pile driver in May. Wow, Tuesday night. Boy, the Penguins are going to have to get up after having their noses bloodied, right?
Yeah, I think as I blogged at WNST.net following the game, Ness, I think that might be the biggest goal of his career, that goal, to win the game with 67 seconds left. And you know, my man Nicholas Backstrom with an all-world play to set that up. But, boy, Ovi is delivering, and it all started last summer with the conditioning, and he looks healthy, and he's skating well, he's playing well, he's going to the net, he's scoring, he looks motivated, as does Backstrom. It was a huge victory in Pittsburgh.
Isn't it funny that the first thing either one of us would say, like I almost cut you off and said he looks motivated, and you said he looks motivated. I don't know why we would ever think he wasn't motivated, but I think there's a difference level with that salt and pepper in his hair right now, and the chest bump and the FU to the Pittsburgh fans down on, at the end of that game, that I think he smells some blood in the water in a way we've never. He looks motivated, right? And that's the fire in the eye and the eye of the tiger we've been waiting for, right?
Yeah, I think he and definitely Backstrom realized they let some serious opportunities pass the last couple of years with the teams they had, and they know the opportunities are growing thin. And Backstrom has certainly been the best player for the Capitals in the series, but Ovechkin's right there with him. And the motivated started last summer, and that's when it needed to start, and we're seeing the results of that now, because he, for the first time in several years, Ovi, does look healthy in the playoffs. Doesn't look like he has a groin issue. He's not carrying all that weight. He's skating well. He doesn't have the knee issue he had last season, and then the hamstring, where Pittsburgh's got some injury issues on their end they have to deal with. And the other big factor in this series has definitely been the goaltending.
He is Ed Frankovic. You can follow him out on Twitter during each and every Capitals game. We'll be monitoring everything Game 4. I'm going to be, and I'm dangerous now, Frankovic, because I went down to Pizza John's on Tuesday and had my favorite pizza. I had never had the ravioli before, so I went the cheese and the meat ravioli. I got some French fries between periods. We left right at the end of the second period. I missed the Pittsburgh third goal to get home by the beginning of the third period, which we managed to do. And I saw the fireworks in the third period and whatnot. And, I would say this, though. We're dangerous because my wife has figured out how to get the games on her mobile device now, because we were watching it in the car on the way back. And now I'm going to go to Jackson Brown on Thursday night and watch Game 4. But this is where it really turns for them, right? Like this 48-hour period where Kuznetsov was talking after the game about getting rest. Obviously, this thing has gotten very, very chippy. It's gotten brutal. It's gotten dirty. And it's Game 4. And you and I have been watching hockey for 30 years. I don't know where this thing's going. It could go any direction. I mean, are we feeling good about it? Sure, man. You're up a game. You're on the road. They're chasing you. You're not chasing the series. It's unique. And Hope's playing well. And everything's sort of going right. But this thing has gotten a little rugged, and it's gotten a little dirty, and I don't know who's going to try to break TJ Oshie's wrist, but somebody is.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Penguins are certainly very unhappy with Tom Wilson, that's for sure, and I don't think anything's going to come of the hit on Ashton Reese. I mean, I've watched that thing over and over. I don't know what else you can do there. He skates around the ice. He's not charging. He's gliding. He's bracing his shoulder. He leads with the shoulder. He hits with the shoulder, and then Tom's 6'4", and that kid's 6 foot. So there's physics there, and he hits the shoulder and just rides up it. But Pittsburgh's certainly very upset. They're not happy. The nice thing, you talk about where this series is going to go. The last 2 years, you and I have been talking about a 2-1 hole and having to win Game 4, and the Capitals have not done it. Have gone down 3-1. The script has flipped now. Pittsburgh has to win Game 4. The Capitals are playing with a little bit of house money, although you're never playing with house money against Pittsburgh because we've seen the Capitals lose 3-1 leads to them back in the 90s. But you got to like the way the Capitals are playing. I still think some guys can be better. I think Kuznetsov can still be better. I think Dmitry Orlov can be better. I like this third period. I thought his second period was a disaster. But Holtby's the big thing. And Pittsburgh, for all the complaining they're doing and the whining about Wilson, and Wilson's definitely in their head. There's no doubt about it. This reminds me of the Islanders series in 2015, Trotz's first year. For all the complaining Pittsburgh's doing, they should be very, very concerned about their goaltender because that tying goal was a point shot, no screen, from just inside the blue line over Matt Murray's glove. That is a weak goal, and that is the difference in the series. The Capitals seem to have found something with Murray's glove, and Holtby's playing well. He makes the great toe save on Dumoulin when the game is tied. So the difference in the series right now, I think, is the goaltending.
And the Caps have hit some posts. The Caps have had the puck squirt literally through the crease, between Murray's legs and through the crease. They also had a kick save and a beauty in the net. I believe it was Niskanen who really saved Holtby at one point. The puck got behind him and was headed toward the line. It's been that kind of series, man. I mean, Game 3 was a phenomenal hockey game, right? Like all three of these games have been really good hockey games, and the kind of hockey you expect to see in May, and the kind of hockey that gets guys like you and I excited to say to people that don't love hockey, what is it about this you don't understand? This is so much more exciting than an Orioles game in Anaheim on a Tuesday night, for sure.
Yeah, Ness, this has definitely been just the whole playoffs, the whole NHL playoffs. I feel like the league has the 8 best teams left, and this Capitals-Pittsburgh series is just an unbelievable battle and amazing hockey. And Pittsburgh, they want to play that rush game, and the Capitals just have to stay out of it. And they found themselves in it a little bit in the third period. There were a few 3-on-2s I didn't like as I blogged out at WNST.net, where the Capitals got their forwards caught low. But they overcame that, and Holtby was the biggest reason, and they're finding ways to win. It's going to be, there's going to be a lot of posturing coming out of Pittsburgh the next 48 hours, as you said. But the Capitals just have to get rest and just focus on the game and continue to play the way they're playing. Lock it down. Don't get caught in the rush game. And I think they're going to be okay. But I think Pittsburgh's got more problems. They got a lot of injuries. They've had over the last 2 years, and that takes its toll.
He is Ed Frankovic. You can follow his journey at Ed Frankovic out on Twitter. He is always blogging at WNST.net, Ed at WNST.net. All of our coverage brought to you by our friends at the Baltimore Brigade. They're going to play a game on Friday night down at the Royal Farms Arena against the Philadelphia Soul in the Arena Football League. They won last week, and of course they're playing here into the spring. Come on down, see the Royal Farms Arena, have some Kona Blend. Pick up some fried chicken. It's a block away. You can do that as well. Our partners at Royal Farms and the Royal Farms Arena, as well as the Baltimore Brigade. Make sure you're downloading that Monumental Sports app as well, and you can watch the Brigade game on Friday night. The Modell Lyric on Thursday night. I'll be down at Jackson Brown. I told you I'm dangerous with the mobile device as well. William Shatner's going to be there in a couple of weeks doing a Star Trek viewing as well as a Q&A. So go to modell-lyric.com to learn more about that. Fremont Mortgage is our mortgage dealer around here. 30-year mistake would set you back. You don't want to do that. If you're buying, you're selling, you're refinancing, you're thinking about doing something in the market with your home, go to Fremont.com. They have a whole 101 up there about how to get yourself prepared, get your credit score in line, do all those type of things. Fremont.com. They never let you down, and they always take care of us with our swabbings for There Goes My Hero and our live events as well. King Discount Liquors. I drove by there on Tuesday night on my way out to Pizza John's. Lottery beer, booze, and the best prices in Baltimore, whether it's a stout or an IPA. I'm not an IPA guy myself. I'm stouty. I'm malty by nature. You can find me out at King Discount Liquors, probably in the Malbec aisle there, getting the $11.99 special. Love me some wine from King Discount Liquors. Tastes even better after the Capitals win. And anyone else you want to praise on this Capitals team? Ovechkin, and Backstrom. And that's what we should be saying. I find the Wilson chippiness and that channeling his inner Dale Hunter. I don't find that to be an appealing brand of hockey, and it certainly concerns me for the health of other players. It's kind of like when your pitcher beans another guy. That's not a good thing, and I don't know that that's the smart way for them to play. I don't know that that's a smart game. The heavy game in the corner, all that's fine. Things that are against the shade of the rules, that's fine. But, trying to hurt guys, I'm not down with that. And I think that's where we are with Wilson, where there's a perception of that.
Well, there's a perception of it. I don't think he was trying to hurt the guy. I think he was just trying to hit the guy in the neutral zone because he was about to get around the Capitals player and go the other way. And the Penguins play that speed game. And what the Capitals are trying to do is clog the neutral zone. If he was trying to hurt the guy, I think you'd have seen him moving and coming up off his skates or raising that elbow. And you slow that thing down frame by frame. Wilson spent a lot of time with George Peros in Calgary earlier in the year, trying to find out what he needs to do to play within the rules. And if you go out and you look at Rule 48.1 and the rules on what's a headshot and what's not, I mean, you watch that hit on Ashton Reese, and it falls right under the first paragraph. It's the head was not the primary point of contact. He's going shoulder to shoulder, and he hits him. And it's hockey's physical, and the game is physical in the playoffs. And Tom Wilson is 6'4" and 225 pounds. And the league has moved to a lot of speed guys, but there's also guys who are big and can skate. And Tom Wilson can certainly skate, and that's why the Capitals never wanted to let that guy go. That's why they did what they did in the expansion draft and made sure they protected him, because he's the kind of guy that can help you win playoff series. So,
well, and he's also a guy who's not a dime a dozen from a physical, from a fighting, from a skill set. I mean, he's almost Tockety, right? Like where he can play the game too, and that's sort of a throwback to some degree. But all that and all of this is a throwback, which is why I'm bringing up Tockets and Hunters and guys like that who played that role, right? I've never been attracted to that role this time of the year, and I see where it is. But it does concern me on the other side when you do have a skill-based team and a bunch of skill-based players that you need to stay healthy, especially with no Burakovsky out there now. And, to your point, Malkin was a huge difference maker in Game 3, and I know that you were, you would have rather seen him in Game 2 gimpy. He didn't look 100% to me. I don't think Oshie looks 100% to me. Several guys don't look 100% to me. Right? I don't think Orlov looks 100% to me right now. But that being said, this time of the year, getting the guys out onto the ice and finding out what they can do, Malkin showed the heart of a champion to me on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I think Wilson, the comparison to Tocchet is a good one, Ness, because they both started similarly in their careers. They started on the fourth line and were fighters and had to evolve away from that reputation. And Rick Tocchet turned into a top-line right wing, and right now Tom Wilson's playing the top-line right wing, or you can argue, Oshie's the top-line right wing. I mean, he's top six. That's what matters, and that's where the Caps needed him to be, and that's where they want him to be. And it's, Barry Trotz and Lane Lambert have gotten him there. There's guys are playing hurt, and I didn't think Malkin looked right. I don't think anything's correct with that knee. And if the Capitals do go on to win this series, I think we can. I'm going to have to eat some crow here and thank the Philadelphia Flyers, because I think that Flyers series definitely took something out of the Penguins. It was physical. That was very chippy and dirty. And that's what happens when you play the Flyers, and that's why you don't want to play them in the first round, because you may beat them, but they're going to take some pieces out of you. And I really feel like the Flyers did that to the Penguins, and it's working to the Capitals' advantage right now.
Any thoughts about where Trotz is and lines and and happiness with all this and getting guys ice time and I have no complaints. I mean, I don't like some of the penalties they're taking, but other than that.
Yeah, I think they got to clean it up on the penalties, and I like the fact that there were no penalties in the third period. And they can't get into special teams or 4-on-4 game because Pittsburgh kills you. I mean, Pittsburgh's up 2-0 in 4-on-4 goals this series. I did notice that he flipped Connolly and Verana in the third period, and that seemed to make a difference. Verana had a lot of jump. Connolly had made a mistake on the first goal, kind of chasing to the boards. And you can't chase to the boards and leave Justin Schultz wide open with a lane to the middle of the ice to take a shot, because as you know, the Penguins get to the front of the net, and Jake Gensel, boy, that kid's a heck of a player. He tips it in, and that was just a big mistake by Connolly. He has to let the guy go to the boards. You're not going to beat you over there on the boards. Where they're going to beat you is when the defenseman can take the puck, skate to the middle, and fire away, because the Penguins are so good at going to the net, getting sticks and bodies in the lane.
All right, man, rest up. We will see you soon. Ed Frankovic can be found at Ed Frankovic, as well as on Twitter, as well as at WNST.net, where he blogs into the night. Keep the faith, rock the red. There he goes, Ed Frankovic. You can find me out on the buyatoyota.com audio vault 24 hours a day from anywhere in the world on your mobile device by downloading the TuneIn Radio app. We do come in crystal clear from anywhere in the world. The morning newspaper ships digitally each and every morning to your email inbox, free of charge, and all brought to you by Planet Fitness and PlanetFitness.com. Don't forget, the morning entries are in our morning newspaper each and every day, as well as on the front of our website. It's all Laurel Park this week, Pimlico beginning next week as the track moves from Laurel up to Pimlico and High-O Pimlico as we get ready for the running of the Preakness, the Black-Eyed Susan, the Pink Festival, and all those good things. But my wife and I are putting on the Derby hat. We're going down to Laurel this Saturday before the Caps game on Saturday night to check out Laurel and the Derby and Baffert and all these horses and Justify and to try to cash a winning ticket, drink a mint julep, and look nice. Saturday, we hope to see you down at Laurel for Kentucky Derby stuff. I am Nestor. We are WNST.net, AM 1570 and WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.